Folks, my time in the service really meant a lot to me, and it still does. But my transition out of the military was literally one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. The military doesn't exactly have your best interest in mind when you decide to move on or tell them that you're leaving. There are an innumerable benefits that most service members are eligible for, but never even know to take advantage of them. And that's why every week we are going to bring you someone in the business of making sure veterans have the resources to succeed. Former senior congressional staffer and liaison to the VA, Veterans Assistance Consultant Tommy Marquez. Tommy, appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me, Carl.
All right, so check this out. You have actually a playbook before and even like long before you're getting out of the military. In the first one, you say all veterans ensure that all your health conditions are documented.
That's correct, because minor conditions, believe it or not, can become major conditions. And if you don't document them, there's a good chance that the VA is going to deny you for a VA service-connected disability because they're going to argue that it's not in your records, and they're going to say that there is no proof of treatment or complaints on your behalf. So go ahead and make sure that everything's documented.
Yeah, I mean, look, I was hit by an IED and knocked unconscious. It wasn't even in my medical record. You also, number two, ensure that your medical and military records are accurate and updated. Are they really that disorganized?
Yes, absolutely. You have to think from this mindset. If it's not in your records, it's as though it didn't happen. And if it's not in your records, there's a potential qualification or MOS could deny you from future employment, extension of VA healthcare benefits, and VA service-connected disability as well. So work with your admin to ensure that everything is listed in your records.
Okay, so number three, obtain and keep 2 quality copies of your military records and your medical and military records. How do you get these? Did they just hand these out?
No, before you separate, you want to work with your admin to get a quality copy for yourself and another quality copy that you want to send to a different location where it's safe. Because you cannot rely on the government to successfully transfer your records to the VA or to the National Archives. And in some cases, even when they have done that, there's been fires such as at the Watts riots and the St. Louis riots, where the service records were completely burned. And for service members who were victims of that, they have no evidence whatsoever that they were even in the military except their own copies. Wow. So it's just vital that you ensure that you have 2 good copies and never give out your last copy.
And, you know, the DOD is not exactly cutting edge technology. They still take faxes.
No, microfiche.
You got 2 things together. Ensure that your DD-214 is accurate and up to date, but also file a benefits delivery at discharge claim 180 days out from discharge date. Are you serious?
Yes, you will have a lifetime of problems if your social security number is wrong or your name is misspelled on your DD-214.
That happens.
So do not sign it. It does, sadly. So you want to verify it that it was 100% accurate. Also, you want to do your benefits delivery at discharge process so you can potentially get VA service-connected disability payments as soon as you get out of the military and avoid waiting years. Also, those benefits can entitle you to certain privileges like point preference and direct hiring in the federal government and sometimes in state governments as well. Yeah. So both of those are very important.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tommy, you and I actually have talked about this off air, but there is a litany of problems. Real quick, I got about 15 seconds left. Who's trying to solve this at the DOD?
No one. You have to take responsibility for yourself. And that's why I tell people all the time, check me out on YouTube at Tommy Marquez Consulting, because I have tons of resources and hacks just like these.
Yeah. Well, Tommy, we're going to have you every week here to explain a new veteran hack so we can keep the veterans of this community posted on how to make sure that they're getting service the way that they earned. Tommy Marquez, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Carl.
All right.